Alrighty. Howdy Neighbors and welcome back to the Devine Speaker. Last time, Lucius is back. He ascended to be a god and he sucks. And now he's trying to kill us. He got Sign and Fawn. And now we're hanging out. It's Varys, Elrond, Dalmas? I think that's how you say his name. Caspian, Rain, Leos, and Zarin. We're all in this room saying hey girl hey and hiding. Anyway, let's continue.
He thinks himself a god among gods. If he's left unchecked, he'll have all of Sid Caem in his palm before we know it. And if this is anything to go by, he'll get rid of anyone that doesn't agree. Namely, the two speakers in the room.
You knew?
We had an inkling, but we weren't sure until Lucius confirmed it.
With a bandage wrapped around Elros's arm and chest, Varys finally let him go.
Elrond, you are a pain in the ass. But a pain in the ass I find somewhat useful occasionally. You won't die to something as trivial as this.
Of course not. Who do you think I am?
He smiled half-heartedly, but anyone could tell that he was in a lot of pain. Varys became quiet, a serious expression on his face. A silence stretched out until he finally turned toward Emil! Emil is his name.
You're Emil, the speaker, aren't you?
Me? Yes, I am.
You know the gods are trapped within Aurelia Cavella, don't you?
No, allow me the chance to explain. After I took over from Lucius, I had to learn everything myself. Usually he would have passed over all his knowledge and secrets to me, but seeing as his death was rather sudden, he didn't have the chance. Yes, I knew they were angry. Trust me, I heard them. But I didn't know why. I didn't know how to fix it. Enough voices and it just becomes a sea of meaningless noise.
I see.
If that asshole is allowed to live, then they'll be stuck there forever.
But what could we possibly do? Even Varys couldn't stop him. What chance do the rest of us have?
I'll go alone to save Fawn and Sign if I have to.
Oh, and here I thought you didn't care about them.
I care about them a lot more than I'll ever admit. But you'd best forget I ever said that if you want to walk away with your life.
I won't let you go alone.
Elrond and Varys paused for a moment, thinking to themselves. It was like they didn't need to speak to communicate with each other.
We'll help. On one condition.
Both of them turned their attention to Emil.
If we help, you'll let the trapped gods go, and agree to never force them to stay there again.
Emil looked toward the ground. Ever since Lucius revealed himself, he looked lost.
Of course I'll agree.
What's the plan then?
If we're going to take him down, we'll need more people. More gods, more demons, anyone that'll help.
You said there wasn't anyone in Sid Caem powerful enough.
No, there's not. The only thing I have to go on is rumor. I've heard whispers of a village hidden in the mountains, where gods have found refuge. I don't know if it's true, but it's the best chance we've got.
Memories came back to me of Zarin and the journal he found, a hidden village.
What are we waiting for then?
There's just a small issue. I also heard that they don't care for the quarrels of mankind. Even if we appeal to them, they might turn us away. They live alone for a reason. They hold no allegiance to any of us.
And if they say no, how will we make up that travel time?
I know we can do it.
Zarin, I'll entrust Elrond to you. I know he's troublesome, but you can leave him with Titus.
What?
Aww.
You're not in any state to be hiking up a mountain.
I don't care. I'm going anyway.
We just talked about this.
I'm not letting you go without me.
And both of these are not the best. But I will say, having someone we can trust here is gonna be our best option. I'm agreeing with Varys.
Just wait here and we'll come back for you after.
Was I talking to you? Varys, I'm not staying here. Not with so much on the line.
Varys' own expression turned soft and he reached out to touch Elrond's face.
You really are far too reckless. But I know there's no stopping you when you have your mind set on something. Okay, you can come. But if it becomes too much, then you're to come straight back here.
Why did we have a choice?
I won't make any promises.
I know.
I'll keep your visit here a secret.
I can never apologize enough for putting you in so much danger.
Nonsense. This is exactly the kind of thing I specialize in. However, I expect you to come back and allow yourself to be included in my studies now that I know the truth.
I thought I saw Varys flinch, but Elrond quickly reached out to squeeze his hand gently.
What kind of studies?
Talking only. Your experience may help to save Soren and Nox.
Varys instantly relaxed, a gentle smile coming to his face.
And of course I'll agree.
Good. If you're to be on a journey, then take these extra medical supplies with you.
This is all well and good, but it isn't my place to get involved anymore. This really has nothing to do with me, so...
Too bad.
Stop being such a coward! All this time, I heard tales of the charismatic Prince Caspian, about how strong he was, how everyone looked up to him. So where the hell did he go?
Damn! Damn! He roasted this man to next Tuesday.
This doesn't just concern you. It concerns everyone. Every single person who lives in Sidcaeum, in Aurelia Cavella, those in Stagwitch and Oxabor, everywhere. Do you really not hold even a shred of care for your people anymore? Have you just given up?
No, of course I care for them, but...
You don't need to finish that sentence. You can end it there just fine. If you still care, then you'll come along and fix this with us.
I don't have any choice, do I?
We learned from Leos. Varys packed with medical supplies and helped Elrond to his feet. He swayed a little, but stood up straight quickly.
Be careful while we're gone, okay?
I always am.
Zarn returned into one of the back rooms, while everyone else quickly left, leaving me alone with Leos.
I guess you were right after all, huh?
I usually am.
I know.
Deep down, even though everything had turned awful, I felt some sense of relief. I wonder why.
I'm happy I'm not going home yet.
Yeah, me too. You really are always getting yourself into trouble, though, aren't you?
That's what I have you for. To get me out of it.
Rain, there's something else I wanted to talk to you about later, okay?
Of course. You can tell me anything.
My mind wandered back to what Lucius said. That we were still keeping secrets from each other. I trust him.
Good. We shouldn't leave the others waiting.
God, that word! Quickly! Left the study behind and rejoined the others outside. We snuck down side streets and alleyways on the way to the gates of Sidcaeum. It was probably pointless, though, seeing as the streets were completely empty.
What has he done to everyone?
He couldn't have gotten to everyone. Are they hiding?
I don't know.
We passed through the front gates, but no guards stood watch this time. Outside, the sun was already setting, and a deep, chilling cold was settling over the land. We pulled our clothes in tight around ourselves.
You know, this is the first time I've heard of this secret village.
I didn't want to speak of it without being sure, but I hadn't had the chance to investigate yet.
Is there a reason you didn't look for it? Couldn't you have stayed there?
Well, I suppose I could have, but to me, it was never an option. They might have decided to remove themselves from humanity, but I didn't want to give up.
The conversation faded out. For a while, we simply followed Varys through the growing darkness. The snow was deep and cold as we moved off the path and into the wilderness.
Are you okay? Should I carry you?
No. I'm fine. I can't just keep going and pretending nothing's wrong, though. Hey, you.
Me?
Does it look like I'm talking to anyone else? I know all about you and the things you let happen. Don't think you'll get off lightly if you don't stop whatever's going on in Azeros.
Wait, what? How do you know about Azeros?
Fuck.
There's no point in keeping it a secret anymore, Ilran.
I'm from Aurelia Cavella. Well, originally.
What? Then you...
I thought you were from Sid Caem.
My mother and I fled when I was young.
Why?
He looked toward Emil with a pointed expression.
For fear of punishment from the Speaker, what else?
What? Why?
I snuck into Azeros. I wanted to visit my grandparents, but my father said that I couldn't. I was curious. I thought a single peek wouldn't hurt. I'd just go in, say hi, and get out of there. Of course, I got busted on the way out by my father, and he dragged me through the streets to report me to you. So my mother grabbed me and ran. I owe an apology to a very important friend of mine that I left behind and never thought I'd see again.
It's Leos. Ah!
Well, all I can do is hope he'll accept it.
I'd never.
He frowned, overcome with the realization that, yes, he probably would have done something about it.
I'm sorry.
Don't waste your breath. What you should be sorry for is what's going on in there.
What do you mean? Isn't it just where they're rewarded?
It's a factory. They're all food for the trapped gods.
What the hell did I say in the beginning? They're sent there to die. This is a very midsummer.
Leos, did you know about this?
I knew that bodies had to be moved out, but I never knew it was something like this.
Is that true?
It's true. It was a practice put in by Lucius just before he passed away. I remember he told me that the king had put him in charge of it. And after he died, the voice told me to keep bringing the elders there. With all of this new knowledge, I can guess who was telling me to do it.
Perhaps he had some insight into what the future held, and he set it up as a means to make himself more powerful after his death. If so, it's no wonder he's so powerful.
I always knew he was a creepy, evil bastard, long before he became a murderer. If you just listened to me back then...
I never thought he was like this. How was I supposed to know? He only ever showed me kindness. I just thought he was a little misunderstood.
Just a little.
You should have trusted me, like I trusted you.
Damn.
You? Why would I trust someone that would abandon me so easily?
How many times do we have to have the same conversation? I didn't abandon you, you know that!
The eyes returned to Emil's face. He shot daggers at Caspian. They bickered back and forth, forgetting that anyone else was even there.
Just get a room already. No one wants to hear your lover spat.
Lovers spat?
You only argue like that once you've slept together once or twice.
They both shut up instantly. Caspian faced forward and walked in silence. Emil's face grew redder by the second. So that's how it is. Wait, what? Seriously? They were a thing?
You two. Did you really?
Now's not the time to talk about something like that.
I don't wish to comment.
I plead the fifth. Caspian, my father, and the Speaker. Why is that so difficult to imagine?
Isn't this sweet, then? It's like a little family reunion. The Cabbage Patch Kid and his 2 dads.
His sarcastic words broke off into a raspy, loud cough. Rares wrapped an arm around Elrond, steadying him.
Take it easy.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
Rares gently stroked at Elrond's messy hair for letting him go. He didn't go far, instead staying at the green-haired man's side as always. With Caspian and Emil arguing at one side, and Elrond and Varys speaking quietly on the other, I was finally left alone to talk with Leos.
Leos. Is he?
I think so. I really thought he was dead all this time.
You should talk to him.
Oh, I will. Later. When I catch him alone.
There's something else I wanted to ask. When Lucius approached us, you said you recognized his voice?
He lowered his voice to a whisper, making sure I was the only one who could hear him.
That day we met Caspian and I left alone. A man approached me and told me he could overturn my fate if I killed the speaker.
Kill him?
Shh! Keep your voice down. Obviously, I didn't do it. The guy was suspicious as hell, but I can't say I wasn't tempted.
Leos. Whatever some guy in the sky decided your life should look like, that doesn't matter.
The same applies to you, you know.
I should learn to take my own advice, shouldn't I?
Elrond!
A weight hit my back and I fell to the ground with a thud.
Sorry, kid.
Elrond, this isn't like you. You really have to go back.
No. I'm fine. It's dark. I tripped. It was an accident.
Interrupted with my discussion with Leos. I tried to help Elrond to his feet.
I think...
Bright light took my vision, and I suddenly felt dizzy and sick. Luckily I was on the ground, or I would have fallen over and hit my head. And a voice rang out. Instead I got flashbanged. Light spread to every corner of my mind before disappearing into nothingness. In a place with a fiery, aching pain in my chest that made me lose my breath.
Elrond? Rain?
Rain!
I was rushed forward and threw Elrond off me, while helping me sit up. Of course, my shirt became soaked in dark red liquid.
What did you do to him?
I didn't do anything. You.
Emil and Caspian, who were walking silently ahead, called out to us from the darkness. We didn't respond. They quickly found their way back to us.
What's wrong?
It hurts.
What did you just do?
Can someone please explain what's going on?
It's gone.
Arana pulled off his shirt, despite the snow-driven cold around us, ripped off his bandages. Everyone looked from him to me, then back again.
Don't just stand around. He needs bandages.
Leo stared down at me with worry in his eyes as he applied pressure to the wound. It ached, and I started to wonder just how Elrond managed to make it this far.
Yes. Sorry.
What the hell is going on?
I should have told him earlier. Not like this.
I don't know. It's just something that started happening after I left Aurelia Cavella. I was able to heal other people's wounds, but
I looked down at the deep red stain.
this happens.
Why didn't you tell me?
It wasn't on purpose, I promise. I didn't know how to bring it up.
So you didn't trust me after all?
Leos, that's not it. I promise.
It doesn't matter. I shouldn't have expected you to think I was trustworthy in the first place.
This is our lover spat, by the way. The main argument, Act 3.
Leos, please.
Isn't this a surprise?
I think I'm beginning to understand. His ability allows him to heal others at the cost of his own life, right? This injury is Elrond's.
That's right.
This could be dangerous in the wrong hands. Can you control it?
No.
It's your gift as the next speaker. if they can even be called that.
My gift? Can you?
It manifests in different ways depending on the person. I can't do anything close to that.
Varys pressed herbs into my wound. That first burned before making the area go numb. He wrapped it in bandages after stopping the bleeding, and I quickly dressed again. It still ached numbly, constant pressure that made it hard to breathe.
Rain, you should go back. We can handle this alone.
No way. I can deal with this. Just fine.
Then we can at least spend the night here and continue tomorrow.
I shook my head and stood.
We don't have any time to waste.
You heard the kid. He's got some guts. I'll give him that.
Perhaps the two of you aren't so different after all.
That's not a compliment to either of us, you know.
Come here.
To my surprise, Leos knelt on the snow in front of me, waiting for me to get on his back.
Are you sure?
Yay, we got a piggyback ride!
I might change my mind if you make me wait any longer.
Carefully, unsure if I was allowed to touch him or not, I settled on his back and he picked me up with ease. Emil stood apart from the group awkwardly. When he saw me stand, he turned to leave, and we all hurried to catch up with him. Leos walked carefully, making sure not to bump my shoulder or go too fast. Even though I kept a secret from him, he'll still treat me like this. I rested my forehead against his shoulder. I was really trying to stop the tears from falling.
I'm sorry.
Leos stayed quiet. I could tell he was thinking hard. The walk was long and arduous, but that just made me all the more thankful to have Leos. At times, small talk pressed between us, but the majority of the trek was made in silence. The darkness, combined with the cold, made us all shiver and draw our coats close to us. Even Varys was wearing shoes for once.
Are you okay walking in that getup? You're not really dressed for climbing mountains.
I'm just fine, thank you very much.
Why didn't you, I don't know, wear something more normal looking?
This is all I have, okay?
Emil shook his head in a huff, ignoring Caspian.
We aren't far now if the rumors are true, but before we go any further, there's something I want to tell you all.
What is it?
My face clouded over in worry, but Varys smiled easily and calmly, like he usually did.
Maybe this is selfish of me to mention, but for me, this is my final trip.
What?
Everyone's eyebrow twitched, his eyes cast away from us.
For hundreds of years, I was lost, until I found my purpose.
Helping the Aurelian gods.
He nodded.
I will find them, and I will free them. I'll forever be grateful to Ilron for guiding me down this path. Once they're free, I will finally be able to move on in peace.
Move on? But where are you going?
To hell, buddy. Where do you think?
With closure, I'll be able to pass on, free of guilt.
We'll never see you again, then.
His smile faltered for a moment, but the hint of sadness flashed across his face.
I'll always be thinking of you all.
I don't know how it works exactly, but I guess if he were to leave his human body, he'd just fade away. Like the gods hundreds of years ago.
Ilron, won't you be lonely? What do you think?
It's not my decision to make.
Although I couldn't see his face, his voice was more serious than usual, more restrained.
Wait a second. Look.
Through the thick trees ahead was some kind of light. Hidden, but barely
If
visible.
we're looking for a hidden village, I'd say we found it.
Let me take the lead. I don't know how they'll react to seeing humans trying to enter.
We all nodded and followed closely behind Varys, who made slow and careful steps toward the village. A vast mountain range surrounded us, and the icy tips seemed threatening. The landscape was bleak and quiet. You could even describe it as lonely. Also, my own thoughts, I didn't even notice another person had joined the group.
State your purpose, travelers.
It's her! How are you, honey? Instantly, Varys raised his hands, showing that he had no weapon. The rest of us silently copied him. Leos sat me down to the ground and I stood beside him.
We've come to petition your aid.
Then you'd best turn back while you still have the chance.
Look between us, one at a time, before settling on me. Her eyes went wide and she suddenly rushed back into the village.
This is suspicious.
Should we follow her?
We shouldn't be waiting for her, that's for sure.
Rain!
A flash of white rushed toward me. Suddenly I was being held in a tight embrace.
Whoa!
My injury ached, but quickly wrapped my arms around the person who just charged toward me. All I could see was white hair. Her face was buried into my shoulder, and I could feel it becoming damper by the second. Beside me I saw Leo tense up, but I quickly shook my head.
I'm sorry, but do I know you?
Oh, Rain, I'm so happy that you're okay. All this time I've been watching over you, but I never thought we'd get to meet properly.
Her voice leaped in my mind, and I felt my jaw drop.
You're the one from my dreams? What?
I'm so happy, Rain. I'm so happy to be able to talk to you.
Her arms tightened even further around me, and mine around her.
I thought you were gone forever. How did you get here?
It's a long story, but there's plenty of time for that later. Oh, I have so much to tell you. I've wished for a chance to talk with you ever since you were a kid.
Since I was a kid?
Like the time you got your head stuck in that tree. Oh, or when you climbed onto that roof and...
Okay, that's enough. I get it.
The giggles faded from her voice, and it became a low whisper.
The times when you felt lost, and the times you felt there was no hope left in the world. All I could do was watch. All I wanted was to hold you like this and tell you it would be okay. I'm sorry, this must be too sudden for you. A random woman pouncing on you in the wilderness, treating you like a child. I've known you for a very long time, Rain. The least I could do is introduce myself. My name is Morwen.
Thank you.
When I flinched, she pulled her face back from my shoulder and stared at me closely.
You're injured?
Just a little.
You should have said something. Tell me where it hurts, and I'll make it better.
Wait. I know I said I'd bring them here, but humans aren't allowed in the village.
I'm not human.
Maybe not, but your companions are. What do you want from us?
He just said, you know.
We need your help. We won't take no for an answer.
Elrond, not the time.
Awful pushy for a beggar.
We've come to request the help of the village gods. Sid Caem, no. All of Vidus is in grave danger, and we can't face it alone.
It's Lucius, isn't it?
How did you know?
We've crossed paths more than once. I sensed it as soon as he entered Sid Caem.
We don't interfere with human problems. You'll have to go elsewhere.
Oh, what a joke. Which part don't you understand? He's one of your kind.
There's someone you can speak to, but his answer will be no different.
No matter what he says, I'll support you. Sylvia, can you take Rain in and look at his injuries?
No problem.
We get to hang out with her. Sylvia turned and walked into the village silently. We all followed along, but Morwen caught hold of Caspian and Emil's sleeves.
Will be just a moment.
I don't know what to do with these two. Truly, my children are far too troublesome. I have concerns, but with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. So, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully, I will see you later.